What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Okay, let me see. If I wiggle this, will my camera turn back on? Let's try again. We're gonna have to cut this out. All right, y'all, we're going to be doing some music theory tonight in our live stream. Let me put it on this one, for example. There we go. Okay. We got some stuff to do. We got some stuff to fix. We're gonna see if it work out for us. DL, what up, man? Welcome everybody to the stream. Here we are inside of Reason. Let me make sure everything is working good with the live stream. Audio, visual, everything like that. We don't want no issues tonight. CBC Voter, what's up? Welcome to the live stream, man. Issues tonight. Yeah, voice sound beautiful. I think I got this up a little high. Let's go. Yeah, there. Let's go there. Let's see if that helps. Let's see if that helps. All right. So the thumbnail says Ripley. The title says music theory. And those are the things that I wanted to discuss tonight for this live stream. And if you're on the playback, we're probably gonna start like right here. All right, everybody, welcome to the live stream. We are going to be talking about music theory as well as looking at Reason's new effect, Ripley. I have been enjoying Reason 13. I have been making a lot of beats and been making a lot of really good sounding tracks, a lot of really good sounding beats. Just working with Reason and Reason 13. So shout outs to them for dropping it. I know that there are a lot of things, or there are some things that people are hoping for and wishing for, but for me, I would just say I feel like it does exactly what it needs to do, as it always has. And I am thankful and grateful for Reason Plus. So that would be what I would say with that. As I pull up my chat on the I gotta pull it up. As I pull up my chat on the side here so I can actually see you guys talking. We're getting started. We got a Ripley set up. So Ripley is pretty cool in terms of an echo. Let me get a sound in here. I've been using Sample Tank. This is from IK Multimedia. They have some cool stuff, in terms of like different sounds. For sure, they have some really cool effects that I've been using. And really, this is just like the tip of the iceberg with the sounds that they have with this Sample Tank 4. This is almost like a demo version of what they really have to offer with Sample Tank, because they have so many more sounds and things like that. So here is a piano, for example. And if we hit this button right here and bypass, so that's what the piano sounds like. And when we unbypass it, that's Ripley. Ripley has some really cool default patches, man. And when you really jump into it, it's like some really cool sounds that you can get out of it. You can go super intricate with all of the effects. You can go, deep with the mod matrix that has been provided. you got a lot of options with Ripley, but you know, at its core, it is a space and it is a delay effect. You have dual delay, you have single delay. You can tap in your delay. And right here you can change your sync time and the feedback. I really like the feedback from this device. It really feels like it's very responsive, you know. It's very responsive. It's like, yeah, that's how much feedback you're dialing in. We're gonna actually give you that. See what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's what you dial in. That's what we're gonna give you. So this patch right here, if I just reset this patch, for example, I can turn off this delay. Get a little closer for you. I can turn off this delay and I can just turn on the space. And so now I can, if I just crank everything up, that kind of gives you a feel for the space. I don't think, well, not that I don't think, I know that the reverb is not as reverby as other reverbs, right? The space is not as, you know, large or like in charge as the delay is. And it really does help when they work together. Because as you see when I play that, it's a good space. It's a good reverb. But for example, like this is with the amount, decay side, like everything is turned up to the max, right? So everything's like turned up to the max. So well, it does have a great sound, but it's like if you imagine something with 100% decay, you probably would think it would go for a lot longer than what it is actually going for, you know? But nonetheless, it does have a pretty good sound there. So that's with just space by itself. We can turn space off so we can hear the difference. That's with no space. That's with space. So it does make a difference, right? How much of that space is being introduced. Absolutely. So these are the two main modules. So if we work a little bit more with the delay area, tell me what you say now. Tell me what you say. Come again. If you cannot stay down, then you do not have to pretend. Little Janae Aiko for you right there. So in looking at some more of the delay area from Ripley Space Delay. So I want to zoom in just a little bit more because it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old. I need to be able to see a little closer. Yeah, that helps me. I don't know if that helps you, but that helps me a little bit. Do you know if Reason Studios will make multi-timbral, multi-ins, and multi-outs? No. to answer it just very quickly, no, I don't know if they will or won't. Where's my sustain pedal, y'all? So let's play around with some of these parameters here so we can just get a feel. So we have right here a wobbler. Let's turn it to 100% and see what that sounds like. So it's wobbling the echo, right? So not the entire sound, but just the echo. And one thing that I used to do with, say, for example, with the echo, that effect is I would turn this dry wet all the way up just so I could hear, you know, so I could hear the effects in like real time. See what I'm saying? Like if you turn this time down, and now you're using the effects full on. So now this becomes like an effect unit, you know, because it's not an echo anymore. And now it's using the effects directly. I like that. It's very lo-fi, right? Okay, let's turn this down some. I do like the way it sounds. I like the way it sounds, but it's just it's a little strong. That's a lot of wobble, right? So we can turn that wobble down. Let's go like 75. Let's turn that space back on. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere, folks. Now we're getting somewhere, right? So that's very strong, very powerful. I would just touch some of this stuff down just a little bit. Instead of 100%, maybe we go to 80% on just all of these things, right? Just not 100%, 80%. That was a groovy sound right there. Yeah, it's nice, very like cavey sounds, you know, just something real nice that we can do with that Ripley echo. It's really great. So, you know, to set that up, we have our output set completely to wet, and we are turning our delay sync time very low. Feedback is low. So it's essentially, like I said, it's not really, we're not hearing the echo part of it. We're hearing it as like a direct effect. You know, we're hearing it like a direct effect. We have some noise, some distortion, and some digital. Digital meaning like lo-fi feel. You know, you can crush the bits and, you know, get it sounding, you know, very, you know, it's just nice. Very nice. Very nice. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is that you can also set what you want your output to be for many of these things. So what I mean by that is, for this digital effect, do I want that to be the overall output of the sound? Do I want that to only affect the reverb or the space? Do I want it to only affect the delay? Do I want this to affect the input? Because if I'm affecting the input or the output, then that's the entire sound, right? The output is the entire sound, meaning the delay, the space, all of it is going to get that digital distortion. But if I select input, then that means my piano is going to get the sound of the digital, and then it's going to be sent through the rest of the other things. So that would have a different sound than what the output would sound. Like you can even hear as you change it to output, there's more digital sound that's being generated, right? Raycon says, I like that Ripley. I like it too. Recon, I like it too, man. So That is important as well. Input, output. Do you want to, where do you want the sound to be sent to? All of those things are important. Okay. Coming back over here to the delay, we do also have this multiply section, and it multiplies for the timing of the delay. Right now, it won't really matter because we don't have any feedback to our delay, so it won't matter. But if we turn up our feedback, let's go to 50%. And let's change the timing. Maybe a little more. All right, cool. Now let's half it. So it's going half as fast. Or we can double it. Now it's going twice as fast. So that is what that multiplier does. And my next favorite part of Ripley is the freeze. Just taking all of that delay and just freezing it in time. Oh man, just really cool stuff right there. So let's go back to how we had our situation at first. I think it's still too much wobble, so I'm gonna turn this down to maybe 50. And then we're gonna turn our digital down as well. Yeah. So here's what it sounds normally. And this is reminding me of a song that Pharrell once did in one of his albums. It's reminding me he was using a lot of those 7 chords, a lot of those 11 chords. And it just has like a really cool vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? You get the idea. But I think the song was like Let It Out P or something like that. DJ Centron, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm back. Been reading the manual on Reason 13 and the companion sub plus the arcade from Output Fire. I'm going to send you some of the stuff that I've been doing. Cool, man. Send it through. All right, so we just taking a look at we're taking a look at Ripley, and this is what Ripley sounds like without. Well, I bypassed Ripley, right? So now I'll unbypass it. So it's very, very. I think I'm gonna change this back to output and turn down the wet a little bit more as well. So it's very like very, very, very much so affected. And I think that half is also affected. Nils, good morning to you. It must be very early where you are. Must be very early indeed. Now, let's take a look at what we were actually playing. Let's lay it down and then we'll take a look at the since we looked at some of the Ripley, let's also take a look at some of the music theory behind it. Okay. So I'm going to set my tempo. I'm going to tap in this tempo. Mm, mm. About 80 BPM. Yeah, that'll work. And I had been using my speakers, but I think I'm going to switch over. 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I think I'm going to switch over to my headphones. And I got some new cushions for my headphones, some new ear pads. And they feel very good. So I'm going to turn our volume up. All right, let's do that. So we'll go ahead and record that in. Let's take a look at what we were doing here. So I will take a look at these 4 stacks of chords. So we just kind of can look and see what these stacks are. So here is a F, A, C, and an E. And in the bass, we're playing a D. Okay. And if I bring that D up, then it would sound like this. But I like to play that D a little lower. Right. Give us a little tone in there with the voicing. So this is a D with D in the bass. D, F, A. So D, F, that's just 2 notes. A makes this a D minor. Okay. Adding in that C makes this a D minor 7. And we can also turn it into a D minor 7. Then we throw that E on top, and now this is a D minor 9. Hear that? There you go. You could make this a D major 7. Here's D major 7. And then this would be D7. D, F sharp, A, C makes it a D7. And those 7 chords like C7, D7, they have a way of pushing you to another note, pushing you to another chord. So they're helpful, but they do have a interesting sound to them, if we could say that, because they're pulling and they have some dissonance to them. So like if we just looked at like D major 7, it just sounds kind of good, right? But it's the minute we drop this C sharp down to a C, the minute we drop it down to a C, it has tension now. Right? And so same thing with the C. If we do C7, here's C major 7. But if we drop this B down to a B flat, oh, now we have like this tension that's created, right? And you can also see where that would be useful in a song, right? Like if we're playing some chords and then we play, and then maybe we go, it's like it's begging you to move to play something else. What's up, B-House? Welcome to the live stream, my brother. That C7 is begging you. Let me see. I'm gonna turn the bypass off real quick. It begs of you. Please go to another chord. Please don't stay on this chord, or get funky with it. It's just like go to somewhere else though. See, it's begging you to go to another chord. I want to fix my excuse me, I just want to fix my, what is this thing called? I wanted to fix my sustain pedal real fast. Okay, so we can switch to this one. Just want to make sure we shout out all of our good folks that's in here with us. So one way that I used to, well, I won't do that. We'll just keep going with what we were doing. So I'm showing you guys these different chords, right? So of course, we also could play this F-A-C-E. We played it with a D. That made it a D minor 9. But you also could just play it with an F in the bass. And so now it's just F minor 7. So just by moving one note, you can change the chord. And you can change the voicing of this chord. So this is F-A-C-E. And this is C-E-F-A. Same notes, but it just sounds different already. Same chord, but just sounds so different. Wes says, Reason, make the function keys assignable, please. Make the function keys assignable. Yeah, they pretty much got a lock on with the shortcuts here for the F keys. They pretty much got a lock on all of those F keys. Yeah, I think everything except for F1, I guess. Oh, F1 is for the tutorial page or whatever. So the manual is for F1. So yeah, they have a lock on those function keys, man. I guess you're not gonna get that. So that was our first chord. Here's our second chord. Oh, sorry, I'm moving around here. Here's our second chord. E flat, G, B flat, D. So our first chord was a minor chord. Right? Yes, it was, because it was a D minor 9. And now our second chord is a major chord. So D sharp, or you call it E flat. Let's go D sharp. D sharp, major 7. And then this time we did play the same D sharp or E flat. So we start here. And then I guess it's, if you wanted to, what you can do is, just like we did with the C7, we could find the note that leads us to this E flat. Even though we're already pretty close to it with the D, we're already pretty close to it, so it already kind of leads into it. But if we wanted to, all we need to do is just count 5 down from the E flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we played something like this, we could play something like that. Just another 7th. This is a B7 or B flat 7. See how they kind of just go together? So from the top, and then quickly. Woo! So that wasn't there at first, but now we can add that in, or if we wanted to, you know. So let me see. Could y'all see my? Yeah, you could see my keys. You could see the keys that we were working with. So we started with this D minor 9, and then we found this passing chord to go up to that E, and then if we wanted to, we could go down from B flat as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this time we can do this chord. Well, so we could go here and then to here. Ooh, so Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm. So that's playing on circle of fifths. That's playing on leading tones. It's playing on leading sounds, leading in from one place to the next, right? And what we did was we just went down those 5 notes because C leads to F, right? And so if we anytime we want to get to a note, and so if I'm on A, I just need to count down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I count down 5, this E will lead to this A. And a chord that works really, really well, a chord that works well is the 7 chord. So not the 7th chord, but for example, the E7. So this would be a E7. This E7 will lead to that A. That's another chord that you could play with an A. So boom, boom, boom. It's very jazzy too. Very jazzy. Hey Chris, very interested by the topic. Unfortunately, it's very late over here. I might just replay this tomorrow. Thanks anyway, dropping. Hey, appreciate you, man. You know me, I gotta get in where I fit in, my brother. So this is what we were looking at so far for our chord progression. Let's play it. And that's without Ripley, and then just by adding in Ripley. I like that. Let's add that. There's a very high note there. Just a higher melody up here. I feel like something like this would also just sound really good with like a Rhodes. I feel like it would sound really good with a Rhodes, you know. Essentially it is counting those semitones. Essentially, it is counting. You know, you're counting down from the note, and then once you realize like, oh, a C to a F, that's a fifth. You know, then you can kind of, you know, you can recognize it from there. But also you can just count. You know, so from F 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that brings you down to C. Man, that's them kind of chords I've always wanted to play. Just the motion of it. But that's the other part about the other part about the theory behind it is like sometimes you might think it's just a chord that sounds really good, and a lot of times it's not the single chord by itself that matters. A lot of times it's the progression. A lot of times it's what's happening with the chords, right? It's not always the one chord. You know, for example, like if I just was to play this chord, this is okay. But if I play this first and then played that, it's like this tone of this leads it to this. And so it's not even really about like, oh, that must be like the craziest chord that you ever had to create. Like it must be like a 13th or 11th. Sometimes it's just like, nah, like it's just, that's only 4 notes. But the placement of the 4 notes matters, you know. And that leading to that. There's so many little licks and tricks that you can do for that. But just thinking about music theory tonight, we're just kind of focusing on those, how we move with these seventh notes or whatever. See what I mean? Like you can add that in right there. Some sustained pedals, but that's just like a really cool like movement, you know, that you can do, and you could just do that forever and ever, right? Like we went from, so now we're doing F to B flat to E, but you could also go from the C, right? So you could go, so you could just do that, and then that could be your entire chord progression if you wanted to. So C to F, and then B flat, and then E flat. So this is our Rhodes, and it doesn't have my sustain pedal active anymore. Right, but we don't want that much sustain pedal. Diced Pineapples is similar because they use those same kind of chords, those seventh chords. So similar. I've played it before though. It's like boom, 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 boom. But yeah, something of that nature. For Diced Pineapples. Where is this thing? Let me fix this real quick. All right. So, um, so for those that know, I've been like needing to get a new MIDI keyboard, and um, yeah, let me look at your question about the ID8. I didn't actually see that question. Sure, I'll get to that question. Give me a second. So, Prime Day just passed, and I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought light bulbs and lights and like extension cords for my charging stations, and I bought a bunch of stuff. I did not buy a MIDI keyboard. So crazy. I was looking at some like music equipment type stuff too, but I never got it. Okay, so ID8. Where is that? How come the ID8 always comes out when I want to use one of the players? I could be using the or chord player. How can I get rid of it so it's just play? Oh, okay. So essentially what's happening, DJ, is that when you're going to add a player by itself, it needs a device, right? It needs a device. So if I just add in a player, it's going to add in the ID8, right? That's the reason why it does that. It just adds in an ID8 because the player can't just add by itself. But if you have an instrument already out, so if I, for example, if I load up, if I load, for example, let's just say I loaded in the Arturia, let's say Arturia Analog Lab, for example. If I load this instrument up, and okay, there's a sound there, something that's there. Okay, cool. There's a sound right there, right? So there's a sound. When I drag over this onto the top of this instrument, now it will be applied to that. So it's just about how you're adding in the sound. So just to review, if I just drag and drop chord sequencer anywhere in the rack, then it's going to give me that ID8. But also remember that you could just replace that ID8 at any time, right? So here's ID8. I could just drag over friction, and once it's highlighted like this, then I can just drop it, and then it will replace it. Yes, add your instrument first, then add the player. But like I said, if you add the player and then you go back in and change it, you can just change that player. You can always just change the player. And I mean, you could change the instrument and the player will stay. Let's go to a different player set with this guy here. That sounds pretty. You can always change the instrument just by dragging and dropping. It's a lot of dissonance in this chord. Look at all those notes that they used for that chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're very spaced out. A D flat 11. There's a lot of notes. But I broke that down before too. How you can create chords just by combining chords. So let's go up some. All of those will be considered extended chords, and we're just playing two chords together. One in the left hand, one in the right hand. C minor, B flat major. Becomes C13. C minor, 7, 9th, 11. All right. So just combining those chords together will get you that. Oh, this is doing some freaky stuff, so let's get rid of that. So next thing in this list should be bass, right? This should definitely be like bass. Bass should be next in this equation. It works the best when there's questions. When there's other questions. So I'm gonna come over here to my effects, and I think I want to use. Well, Reason has, like, for example, I do like this amp, the amps they have. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. Sometimes I like to change the order of stuff. So sometimes changing the order of things makes a difference. Whoa. I didn't ask you to play that. So learning your scales is very, 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 very important. Okay. So right now I've been playing C minor. So I'm going to pull up this scales and chords just so you can see what C minor looks like, for example. So here's C minor. There it is right there. Oh, turn off the chords real quick. I do techno music, so I need all the help I can get. Everyone underestimate Reason in that world, however, has the same thing as Ableton and FI and all the other programs. I do remember talking to you about doing some techno. I'm not personally, I'm not big on techno. I think that house, like I like house beats. So I could very easily turn my little chord progression I was doing into a house track. But let's see something real quick. If I just go into Reason and if I just type in techno, will it give me something? That ain't techno. I'm gonna play it and then I want you to tell me like, oh yeah, that is techno. That's very techno, you know? I don't think that's techno. What I'm listening to. I know you can't hear it, but I'm gonna just see if I can pull something up real quick. Oh, Aggressive Kit. I remember Aggressive Kit. Yeah, that's definitely techno right there, right? Okay, so I'm gonna play this real quick. This is definitely techno, right? Okay, and tempo is everything as well. So that's not techno, but if we pull our tempo up, what is the tempo on this thing? Techno Heaven 3. What's the tempo on that thing? 140. Okay, for sure. Okay, cool. So I hear like a lot of like very, very hard synths when I think of techno. And so let's say for example, if we just started off with like a bass polytone patch like this, right? And let's also increase the pitch of oscillator 2 and then we'll turn it up. So right now we essentially just have one playing at the regular tone, one playing at the other tone. And then I'm gonna go to a player. I'm gonna choose chord sequencer, and then I want to find. Let me see. They have a dance, modern pop, classic pop, rock. I'm just looking to see if they have anything with like techno, but even like rave tears. Okay, let's add in some chords. sometimes I like. Okay, let's get out of chord sequencer, and I'm gonna use chord scales and chords instead. I'm gonna make my own chords. So I want 4 notes open with the octave down. Okay. Sound very house, not techno. They have it, but you have to make it. It doesn't come with a sound dome. You have to make it with solid. And then what I would do to open this guy up is I would add in a Ripley with like some to create some bounciness to it. I'm not into techno because that's not really techno. I feel like Where am I? I'm in a dream sequence. Okay, let's start out. Polytone is so straightforward, right? Right? And then I would create that RP feel to it. Monotone. Polytone, monotone. Skateboarding upside down, for real? That's how you feel? That's hilarious. Skateboarding upside down. Now we having fun. Yeah. Oh, now we having fun. Yeah. It does sound like trolls. Like that, Jose? So I know you do. You need like some. You need some effects and stuff. Ooh, this just got real cinematic. You know what I'm saying? And then aside from that, it's like the sequencing of things. So like we have this techno heaven situation here, but like we have to. Okay, so like let me see. Uh, let's take this guy out. Let's put this over here. Like we want that to be there. I can make this like because you got to do the sequencing of it, you know. So leave that for the hook section. See, the thing about this techno heaven thing, I would even start it like this. Yeah, start it like this. And then we can take this automation and then we can automate it so that it, you know what I'm saying? We just want it to be low at first. And then as it gets closer to the hook, it can start building. That's too fast of a build. See what I'm saying? That's too fast of a build, but it can be a slow build. actually would just probably just start with one note like that. Even like that, right? Like, yeah, like you don't even really need all of the changing of sounds. You probably could just get away with like just that. So like now it's not as poppy. Now it's more techno. Clap, because a lot of it is I don't make techno music. Just be clear, I don't make techno music, but I know a lot of it is in the sequencing. You know, it's not like you could be very cheesy and just have it like start like how I had it at first, right? But now creating the build and creating the tension of it, that's what kind of creates the music, you know. I think this one would be a good synth for you, DJ Centron, if you're still here. I think this will be a good one. My buddy DL, you know what I'm saying, led me to this situation right here. So I think that it has some really cool synthy sounds that would probably be really great for, you know, this style of music. Just not what I do. Not necessarily what I do, but you know, if you're looking for a good synth, So that second time around, it did exactly what I wanted. So let's just grab that, duplicate that across. That's another great thing that we could do. Okay. So how about this? How about we also load in companion? Why didn't I think of that before? DJ Centron, if you don't have companion, you need to grab companion, okay? Because with companion, then you could just very easily search like this techno and find some stuff that, you know, like the style that you're looking for. Wow, that's really cool sounding. Like, I think I'm definitely doing a poppy version of techno, you know? Like that, that's some cool sounding like drums, you know? That's some cool sounding stuff. So what I'm looking for now is like some leads or something, like something of that nature. Let me see. Let's do this pack. I haven't even listened to it, but it has the name of what I'm looking for. This is by Michael Oakley. Hit open and reason, and it's just there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's very quick. Definitely go up into reason companion. Double up on that melody that we did with these, you know. DJ says, what do you have? I have everything. I just don't know how to get it to work like you are doing. All right. Well, let's see. What is it? What's the missing piece of the puzzle? You know. What up, Ivan? That's a good pad. Let's do that pad from the beginning. have a question that I know everyone else already knows the answer, but I must ask because I'm not sure. Where is the refill store located? Uh, Reason.com is the first spot. So, okay, so Reason refills, nah, sure. Companion is Companion. That's where you can get sound packs, right? That's not quote unquote refills. There are also refill stores that's just in the world in general, right? Like if you just Google refills, you'll be able to find some refills. But other than that, when you go to reason.com, reasonstudios.com, then you can find some refills there. You can find some rack extensions, but refills are kind of phasing out a little. You can still find refills, you can still find refills on the web. Oh wow. So you can't update on your you got to do it on the MacBook. Man, that's crazy. I got like a real old. I wish that I could upgrade it. I have a iMac. I remember like going to the Apple store and just like looking at the iMacs like all the time. And I finally got an iMac and it's like so old I can't do anything with it. It's just like super old. But I got it for like $20 basically. It was a school was selling it from their classroom. So if I wanted something that can just do emails and maybe do some typing or something, it's perfectly fine for that. But I can't install Reason. I can't install any of that on that iMac. So yeah. So yeah, that would be that, man. Oh yeah, definitely automation. Definitely got to add in some automation. You know what I'm saying? Got to definitely add in some automation into this. I think this dude's pack is really good. He's got like exactly what you need, you know, in terms of creating that sound. Only thing I'm missing from here is like a main volume. Just need to be able to make it louder. they used to be very easy to find. Now it's just very hard to find these things. You have one license, but that license can definitely go to other computers, other devices. That's the section right there. That's it right here. That's it right there, baby. That should still be intro. And then this is like drop. Okay, so I'm just doing some sequencing here. I'm just gonna set this up right here. We need another one called drop for this one. We'll call it drop. This is the drop. I would just loop this one more time maybe, and then bring the drop in. Well, this is the start. I had talked to Ivan Centron, DJ Centron. I have been talking to him for a while about doing a video on, techno, but I don't really make techno. And so um if you need anything further aside from what we did tonight, then we probably would need to like link up with a one-on-one session. So, oh look, there my camera is. So we would need to. Oh, there it goes. So we so basically got to fix something about this. Link up with a one-on-one session. You can go to my website chrisreedbeats.com. And you can sign up for that. Come on, man. Why is it doing that? Well, I know why it's doing it. It's the cord. It's the cord for my camera. The cord is. I guess I need a new cord. So anyway, DJ Centron, if you need some more help, man, sign up for the one-on-one tutorial. All right. Yeah, because essentially, what you use to authorize your copy of Reason is your login. That should be the case. You should be using your login to authorize your copy of Reason. So I've put Reason on like my computer because like you can run the entire Reason through demo mode anywhere, right? So like I've downloaded and put Reason on like my wife's laptop, my computer, the church's computer, like pretty much anywhere that I could like install it that had the space for it. I just went ahead and installed it. And then when I go to open, when I go to open the file, when I go to open Reason, then, it's going to ask me to log in. So you should be able to do the same thing. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, he said put the music theory videos on the, you know what? Yes. And especially when I can like, what is going on? Come on, just work. See, Biha, stuff like this is why it's hard to have a members only section. Cause you gotta come on, man, we gotta be professional. What I'll say is I'll do some dedicated videos and I'll put them on the members only side. But it's gonna be after this week. So in the future, just in case if you didn't realize it, when it comes to the fourth week of the month, things usually slow down for me on the YouTube side and on the, live streaming side, everything like that. And today will probably be like I was able to jump in to do this one. But probably throughout the week, I probably won't be here. Like I won't be dropping another video more than likely until after this Sunday. We got a lot of stuff going on throughout the week. I got Bible class. I got preaching on Sunday. I got Saturday. We got an event we're going to. So it's a lot. And it's always on the last week of the month. The last week of the month, stuff just piles on and piles on and piles on. But my nerves won't let me do something for YouTube, which is why I'm here tonight. Because it's like, yo, it's just like, man, I need to do something, want to keep the numbers up, want to keep the interest up. And yeah, I don't know. I know that I'm like, really trying, and because I went to Chat GPT the other day and I was like, Chat GPT, just tell me what to do. Like, you just tell me what to do. I'm like, Chat GPT, you just tell me what steps I need to take. What video do I need to do? What do we need to do? You know what I'm saying? Chat GPT, you let me know. And I was taking down the notes of what it was saying. I was like, all right. Take care, DJ, man. I'm glad we can help, bro. Glad I could help. There we are. I guess we just going back to Reason then. Here we go. Yeah. There's some parts of this track I really do like, you know. Like I like this part right here. The music is getting ready to start. So there's like parts about that I really like, and then parts that's like meh. And that's one of those things. I like house music. I've made a few house tracks that I think were like, okay, yeah, that has the housey vibe, you know. I've made a few house tracks that I felt had the house vibe, but in terms of techno, like, nah. It's definitely like, don't even listen to it, so can't really say that I'm, you know, adept to create the music, but always up for a challenge. You know what I mean? Always up for a challenge, man. Mike Lowry. We're just gonna pause this whole situation. You feel me? Yeah, no, I checked them out. As soon as you sent it to me, I checked them out. I looked at those videos that you sent. Yeah, I did all of that. It was just not. Maybe I'll check them out again. Maybe. I'll be like I'll be getting to like those points in the streams and in the videos where it'd be like, I think this is a good point to just kind of like, chop it, and then like instead of chopping it, I just kind of let it drag on. So we're not gonna do that this time. We just gonna chop it, y'all. I know it's late, where different people are that are watching and stuff like that, and the longer I make the live stream, the less likely people will watch the replay. So I think this is good. This was a good 2-hour stream. We started at like 7:30 or so. If you have not liked the video, please make sure to like the video. If you're looking to support the channel, you can hit the join button and you can join the channel membership. You can join the channel. Okay, that helps to support the channel. Helps to keep us going, man. Honestly, to make sure we got people that supporting the channel every month. Just like my good people that have been supporting the channel. I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Where is it at? Cause I just had it. Chat, iPad, iPhone. Nah, that one broke. That's the intro. That's this. That's the zoom in. This the music playing. This is thanks for watching. Oh no, this is the thanks. All right, for sure. So just like these good people that's down here at the bottom of the screen, you can be a supporter of the channel. We thank everybody that has supported the channel thus far. We appreciate y'all. I hope that you guys have a great evening, man. And I hope that you learned something or saw something or was inspired by something from the live stream in terms of checking out Ripley, in terms of the music theory that we talked about. I hope you guys got something from it, man. I will catch you guys in 7 days, essentially. If I have some time to get on before then, I will. If not, essentially the 29th, 30th, and 31st, we're going to be going pretty ham, dropping videos next week. 29th, 30th, 31st. And then after that, I'll be taking another break for the first week of August and coming back. I'll still be around. I just more than likely won't be doing a live stream or posting any videos. If anything, I'll probably do like shorts. Probably nothing really, honestly. I hate to not have something for the channel because I want to see the channel grow, And it was cool. Like last month was one of my like really big months, essentially because Reason 13 dropped, so it was a lot of views and a lot of subscribers coming in. But when COVID first happened, there was like a big spike in everybody's channels and views and stuff like that. And I think that's the part that I'm missing. That's the part I'm missing, or the part I'm not understanding, because I've just been seeing everybody, not just myself, but other YouTubers too, where it's like, like numbers are just down. So we're kind of at a time where I think people are back to working, people are back to doing stuff, and not a lot of extra time, Not a lot of extra time, So I'm noticing that. So it's like you gotta adjust. You gotta adjust for yourself. But in that it might come a time where it's like the amount of videos I put out is probably going to, it has to do something. Something about it has to change in order for it to keep going up. And this is something that I normally do, you know, just periodically, we just take a look at it and we just say, okay, what's happening? Are we giving quality information, quality videos? Is it titles? Is it thumbnails? Is it topics? What needs to change? You know, how do we make it even better? And it's crazy too, because it's like, looking at it, it's like, Chris, you got 7,000 subscribers, dog. Like, you know, like, who would ever thunk it? You know, who would ever thought you would be growing the channel at this rate? So really, it's just kind of like, it's one of those things, like, keep doing what got you here. I guess sometimes you just be looking for, you know, what the next thing is, or what the next opportunity will be to kind of propel it forward, you know, to kind of push it forward, to kind of, you know, trampoline it a little bit, you know, put a jetpack on it, you know. Yeah. Here's hoping for it, man. Here's hoping for it, for sure. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Take it easy, man. Peace.